Hello there, welcome to my channel, AH for Truth. Okay, I want to talk to you about the confusing price of XRP. Like a lot of people, are really unhappy about the fact that they're holding this asset and it's been so long and nothing is changing. The price would go up and come down, and because there's a lot of influencers also who have a large following who are against this crypto for whatever reason, or maybe they are Bitcoin maxis. There's this feeling, you want your investment to be going up, and yet it's just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and you're not happy about it. So I want to talk to you today about the confusing price of XRP. So let me say a few things first. Some people, I see when Ripple, the company behind XRP, when there's big news, as they just bought Hidden Road. My God, look at all that volume that's coming on the ledger. Look at all that. And people say, but what about the price? Oh, they just bought Rails in Canada. What about the price? Oh, look at what XRP is. Oh, what about the price? Oh, they bought such and such. What about the price? You see, the what about the price question sounds like the wisest question on earth. It sounds like some smart individual just asked a question. Yeah, it's obvious. Bitcoin is 110,000. XRP is still at a low price. You see, it shows you that people mostly are moved by emotions and the fact that they do not know about the reality of the project. And again, I'm not saying this to put you down if you are in that category, and you don't have to agree with me, but be patient with me. Let me explain something. If you do not study the fundamentals of anything, you are bound to make the mistake, particularly an investment, right, that many would make. XRP will rule them all. And it's very obvious where things are going. Why would a company be buying all of these? Now, you should understand that there's a very clear reason why, they design things the way they've designed it, so that as they sell XRP, as they make money from their product, they can advance their aim. It's amazing. It's amazing. And the goal is not just to be somewhere in the US as a successful international company, but to actually have global dominance when it comes to global payments, tokenization, and all whatnot. So the XRP ledger will rule them. There's no doubt about it. With XRP as the token, the native token of the ledger. So what about the price? What about the price? What about the price? What about the price? What does it do? What it just does is that it creates this emotional condition because you've not studied what's really happening. So here's my suggestion to you. If you're one of those people who's concerned about the price, you can do one of two things. You can either sell or get out of it, but I wouldn't do that if I were you. What I would do is take some of my investment and put it in something else that will make me happy while I wait. But do yourself a favor. The second thing, study. Or the third thing, study the fundamentals of this asset. And then you will have a better understanding of where things are coming from and where things are going. So let me explain with this. You see, until the job is done, the electrician doesn't hand over and say, we're done, you can now move into the house and everything is safe. No, it has to get to a certain point. You see, Brad Garlinghouse himself says something in one interview, and that's what I think 24-hour crypto, if you go to his end, his closing credits for his videos, 24-hour crypto, I like that guy, right? You can go follow him. He has like well over 100,000 subscribers now on his channel. 24-hour crypto always closes with that, where Brad Garlinghouse said, when the system matures, when it's something like that, when everything matures, the markets mature, then we'll flip the switch. And now there's this kind of breakdancing music that follows or something like that, right? Flip the switch, right? And it goes into a beat. If you know 24-hour crypto, you would have seen that. Brad Garlinghouse was the one who said that for the first time, I believe, and that people kind of just have traveled with that. Flip this. When will this switch be flipped? When will this switch be flipped? I would caution. Like I've learned not to look at XRP's price. From the very first XRP I bought, years ago, it was at $1.06. In fact, I thought I had made a big mistake because, like, my goodness, look at the price just dropped. It went all the way down. One day I saw it at 17 cents. I couldn't believe it. Like, what? I think so. Like, I couldn't believe it. But it rebounded right away. And I remember the days when XRP was between 35 cents and 45 cents. And it was an opportunity for swings. If you really know what you were doing, you could have done some swing trades. I never really did a lot, but even in my book, Crypto Made Easy, I explained that you can have 3-4 bags. You use one for swing trading, and then the others are profit bags and never touch bags, are, eternity bag. That kind of thing, bag you never touch. Why? Because it's going somewhere. I have shown you on the XRP calculator in many of my lives how this asset is going to go past $50,000 one day. There's no doubt about it. It is designed to be a conduit for value flowing over what we know as the XRP ledger. So what about the price? What about the price? Sounds like the right question. Sounds like the the wise question in the room. Sounds like the best question to ask. But it is just a question, but it's not the adult question. Why? Because there's a need to study the fundamentals of this asset, what the company is doing, and where things are going. So the price has to remain where it's at, and until what kind of switch will be flipped? It's the switch of volume. There is a certain volume where this thing will get to, and price must respond. Right now, those behind the scenes can manipulate as much as they want. But if volume gets to where it has to be, and I'm not going to get into that. I'd rather sit on a computer and show people that. There's no doubt about it. Go on the XRP calculator, do it yourself. You will see that when volume reaches a certain mark, all right, the default, in my own opinion, is $1,600. That's the default. Why? Because you're looking at 19 trillion. As long as interest rates and things like that are where it has to be, then you would have, based on the studies that they did way back from 2017, you are looking at $1,000 XRP. Now, will that happen before the end of this year? I honestly don't know. I'm still expectant of $27 minimum and 3 digits by 31st of December. Now, if it doesn't happen, no problem. We just keep going. There's so many options. There's options in DeFi. You can take what you have right now, put it on DeFi platforms. You see, the banks are even talking about it. On my live yesterday, I talked about the fact that the American Bankers Association, they are quivering. They are saying, it wouldn't be proper for Coinbase to give, dividends, or is it interest to people who park their USDC, stable coins. They are fighting over stable coins. Stable coins in 2019, I think it was, or 2021, was 3 trillion. Like the volume. Now we're looking at over 9 trillion by the time all is said and done. Do you think that in another 5 years, stable coins would not, with all that is happening, even give it 2 years, stable coins will quadruple? We're looking at somewhere between 15 to 27 trillion. And I'm talking about, transactions using stable coins. Because look at all those platforms. Look at the DeFi environment. How much is going in and out? And you tell me it's not going to happen? Well, I'm coming back to Houston November 6 to 9. And I'm excited to share with you. If you're interested in joining us in Houston, we have 10 seats. We have, I believe, 5 or 6 are spoken for, and there's 4 more spaces. Let me know. Send me an email in the description. But thank you so much for being on my channel. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. I'll see you all in the next one.